does racially, and I hate what he did to my personal life. But that's
And you
my
know the,
my
I mean to cut y'all. I mean to cut y'all, bro. But you know the bad part about it
what's
is
that?
that so many people hold him on a high pedestal, and they don't know how he really is as a person.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now, anybody that's a dog man and has been a dog man for any length of time, why did he even still have credibility after he testified on Fat Bill? That's what I want to know.
Well, hey, what about Garner? Same way Garner and everybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Now I don't know what area they're from or who raised them, but you snitch on excuse me, I ain't gonna use that word. 'Cause well, yeah, you snitch on Fat Bill, whatever Fat Bill may have done, whatever. And Bill came out and he didn't even really trip about it. I mean, he made it known, but bro, and there's more to it, and we all know that the deal with some famous football players. I ain't gonna call no names,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
all know that fell down from David,
Yeah.
and I'll put it to you like this, and nothing illegal. But you got to realize the famous people that have bought dogs from him. Julius Erving,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. J's bought dogs for his son.
Yeah.
You got the cowboy, a couple of the Dallas Cowboys. Not illegal. This
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I ain't saying nothing like that, but all the way down to Roy Jones Jr., all the way down to hell, DMX had a yellow dog. We all know. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
all know that, but I've seen these people make the trip and come down, and David just sitting there, smile on their face. Very famous public people that me and you know what I'm saying. We know the
Yeah.
type of people that were involved, but smile on their face, and as soon as they leave, like
Nah.
just that's mainly. I don't listen. I don't care what he did to me. That's one thing. But what he did to the whole dog world, look. I don't. If you got a yellow dog, not you, engine, whoever's listening to this, if you got a yellow dog and it came from David, I guarantee you that it ain't bred right. I don't even think. I don't even feel like yellow should be a registered American dog.
Woo. Hey.
I hate to say it.
I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad you giving that dog talk, my brother. I'm glad you giving that dog talk. Now I'm gonna tell you now. Hey, and I want you to speak your mind. Don't. I like them yellow dogs, but don't worry about what I like, my brother, because at the end of the day, what you speaking is the truth. We can
That's
like
it.
it. We can like it, or we can not like it. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
is what it is.
The
You
truth
know.
is, the truth is, if you got a dog from Carl, 90 I give it a 98% because I'm a firm believer that and I hate to say it like this, but I'm a firm believer that all them old school dog men at one point in time hung papers on the dog. I don't give a damn. You got somebody calling wanting a $5,000 dog and you don't have it, but you got something that's bred off his brother. I guarantee you somewhere along the line somebody said,
Now,
oh yeah, that's off of this dog now, because it was
now,
about the money to them.
oh yeah. Now I like to run that Big John stuff. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
see,
Yeah.
Welcome my kennels, I give props to. You know what I'm saying? I owned. Do you remember E&E's Machiavelli, E&E's Snake? You remember the dogs that came from over there? They were bred by Carl, but they were off. It was Red Boy Jocko Jeep. They were E&E's Piranha, E&E's Machiavelli, E&E's Snake.
Okay.
I had the Snake dog, and
Okay.
the problem with the Jeep dogs was you get a good one or you get a crazy motherfucker. And the one I pick out got to be the one that you don't even know is out there unless you see dirt flying out the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I couldn't keep teeth. I mean, every tooth in his mouth is gone because he just wouldn't. He ate everything. But Walking My Kennels, the Big John stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. But then you go the other route, and it's like, and see, this is the crazy part. David and Carl was like Tupac and Biggie. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You either like Tupac or you like Biggie. There was no in between, and that's how they were. And that's
Yeah.
how. And listen, that's how they made their money. Because at the end of the day, they're sitting back laughing at all this money they're making, but they created a division. David went his criminal ass, crooked ass, excuse me, pedophile ass, and I do say that for a reason, but I ain't gonna touch on that. But he went one way, and made his money, and he probably did make a lot more money than Carl, but Carl's a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Carl, You know, I got some close friends that still run his blood. They run into some Bolio blood, and that shit is fucking fire. I mean, like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Crossroad Kennels, I give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Now it
know,
was some speculation. I heard something about that. What you think about that? I heard Toe Jam
the
was
Toe
born.
Jam.
Toe Jam was born after after Yellow died. That's what I heard.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so Toe Jam was what was it? 94? They're
I,
saying 95. They're saying he's born.
I want to say he was born in '94,
Okay, Yellow was dead in 92.
and some folks say he was off AAA, but you know,
Everything was off of AAA. I don't give a damn what you
hey,
bought from David. It was off AAA.
and
He bred that
not
dog so much. He bred that dog to everything.
yep, I can
I,
believe it, bro. I
I
can
mean,
believe it.
because you got to think. Okay, now I ain't gonna lie. Travis, he got Travis from back from Crossroads. Okay, Travis was a. I bred the Travis 3 different times, bro, and that stuff was 10 times better than anything off of AAA. He was inbreeding shit so much that, bro. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever notice that most of the stuff you get from him spins in fucking circles? You gotta walk down the chain just to get to him. Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
why are you doing that? Oh well, I'm tightening the blood up. No, what you're doing is you're making I'm not trying to buy no stud dog. I'm not trying to buy no brood bitch. You know what I'm saying? If I'm coming to you
Yeah.
spending $5,000, I don't want something that's going to stand in my can't see in the daytime.
Yeah.
Triple A, and half his sons when he bred Triple A back to his sister, bro, they couldn't even see during the day. Their pupils were so freaking big from being inbred that they had no vision. At night they seemed perfectly fine, but during the day, bro, they were blind as a motherfucking bat. And that's
Damn.
because he kept inbreeding, and he got away from what you know. Okay, Fletcher Chambers was from Nieces. Fletcher didn't even give a damn about registering dogs. Okay, he
Yep.
didn't. None of that stuff was registered. David, back in the day when he was hungry, David, did the breedings. David taught Fletcher Chambers into doing all the damn, let me just put papers and let me register and let me do this, let me do that, because David was a dog man. David
Yeah.
was doing his damn thing. But guess what? David come across the yellow dog, seeing he can ask him more money, breeding the dog, hanging papers, doing all this other shit. So his heart got away from the game, and his heart went to the money. And when his heart went to the money, he became evil. He became, you know what I'm saying? You know how they say that, money is the root of all evil?
Yeah.
Well, it fucked him up. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, it got him away from what he once was. Because I'm not gonna take it from him. The man he used to be a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. If he brought something, he was coming. But then it got to the point where he didn't give a fuck what he was putting out there. He would just put 100 dogs out there off of yellow, and that's what made him. I ain't gonna say that's what made him a registered merit dog, because that'd be wrong. Barracuda, Mayday, love the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Lucane, all that, love the stuff. But a lot of the other stuff that he was breeding out there was not official. But
Yeah.
with it saying it was off of yellow's racking up round points. You know what I'm saying? Racking up this, racking up that. Yeah, I bet he would. Most of your dogs you get now, they're not bred a million times on paper.
So if you had to make your own judgment of today's dogs is coming down off yellow out of the whole population in the United States, just say the whole population, what percentage would you think is really off yellow?
You want me to answer that? But they're gonna take the whole Red Bull Jocko thing down. What I think they should do, listen, and just out of all fairness, what I think they should do, and I'm sorry for whoever hears this and gets offended, but I really think that yellow shouldn't even be really recognized as bred like that anymore. I really think that he needs to be obsolete. I think that they need to pick up from wherever they are now. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know we're years down from there. I mean, it ain't like you're getting nothing right off of yellow anymore. But I will say this: I will say the dogs that came from David that believe they were off of David, I would honestly, truthfully say 70% not off of yellow, 30% off of yellow after the 90, after you hit the 90 mark. I'm sure he bred and 90, 91 back. I would say everything's off of yellow. But you got to understand, he said yellow died in 94. Yellow died in 92. So there's 2 years of not being off of off of yellow. And that 2 years is some of the main years that he was bred, that dog was supposedly bred. You know what I'm saying? Just like he say, "Oh, I got frozen semen." The motherfucker didn't even have a refrigerator with a freezer in the dog yard. And Nancy, his wife, damn sure ain't gonna let no dog sperm be in her damn kitchen refrigerator. Or ain't gonna be in no tank, no nothing. The man did not have nothing off of that dog. The dog died in '92. So anything that was born '92 on is supposedly off of yellow. I promise you, personally guarantee it is not.
Hey man,
It's
you know what?
AAA.
You know what I'm gonna hate about this interview, because we gonna sit here and talk, and you giving firsthand knowledge of what's going on and what happened, and you gonna have some brothers that don't know, so from way on some other part of the United States, that's gonna act like they know more about that yellow dog than what you telling me right now.
And what they're gonna do is I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail.
Hey, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Talking about, I promise you. Any question you want to ask, Dorsey Avenue he's gone now. Anybody out here that doubts, oh, this motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. Mr. Tant lived off of Dorsey Avenue. His name, his dog yard was off of County Line Road and pretty much Ravenel. He drove a minivan to a Harley, to a black F-150 Harley edition truck. He had a shed in his backyard, hedges on the side. Let's see what else. When you pull in his dog yard, house right there, as soon as you go through the gate, house on the left, you drive underneath the shed. As soon as it opens up, big building in the back where everything was, you hook around to the left and the power lines are the dogs on the right. With puppy pens in the front, you got the pond, you got so anybody who says he don't know nothing, look, ask me a question, I got you.
Oh yeah, man. Like I always say, bro, it is what it is, man. Hey, it is what it is. Let me ask you this right here though. All right. What you think about AAA? You think he's off who he's supposed to be off of, or what?
Yes, I do. I firmly believe he is.
Okay.
I do. Okay. I got firm belief. Like I said, AAA, Yellowbird Assassin, AAA Red Devil, I know for a fact. I'm not gonna say he wasn't used, he wasn't bred. I know for a fact. Yeah. But AAA, I've seen him produce some very, very, very good dogs. I believe AAA is who he's off of. If anybody's ever seen AAA, have you ever been to the yard by any chance?
No, I haven't been to Tant Yard.
So AAA. Okay, when you went to his yard, and this is what always distinguishes everything. When you went to his yard, you got one dog that was on the corner that literally was on a like a tugboat chain. You get what I'm saying? The old boat, the huge 200-pound, you know what I'm saying, chains?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had him on the corner. All right, well, if you're sitting there, anytime you go to buy dogs, you got a shed that he keeps. I want that in this one. I'm sorry. If anybody ever wanted to buy dogs, when you pull up, he's got a dog food shed right there, kind of like the beginning of his yard where he keeps all his dog food and a couple of supplies. Well, right behind there was AAA. AAA, stayed there, never left there. AAA always showed off, even to an old age. Even till he was producing litters. In 2004, he was down to literally having 1 to 2 puppy litters. He was bred that much. His sperm count was down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was literally putting out nothing. Well, but for him to be as old as he was and the shape he was in, bro, that dog was still at the end of his chain. As inbred as he was, as cold as he was supposed to be, the dog was always, anything walked up, he's at the end of his chain. He's got his chain stretched. You talking about a dog, 12 years old, however old he was. And everything he was producing was pretty good. But then all of a sudden it pops up and AAA goes from having 1 to 2 puppies to having 9 and 10. I don't know where that happens at, but David, hey, he had a lot of money. Maybe he, I don't know, but I don't see how it happened. You get what I'm saying? How do you go from having 2 puppies in 1 year to having 9 every litter? Anyway,
time to switch up.
Oh yeah, time to switch up. But the papers stay the same. That's the thing. The breeding switches up, but guess what? Them papers are the same. And you know what his excuse was when I caught him? And this is real talk now. When I approached him about the shit, I said to him, David, how are my papers different? And you know what his response was? What's the difference? It's AAA bred to his daughter. It's just a different daughter. Motherfucker, it's a different daughter. Excuse my language, but it's a different daughter. But okay, if your daughter is off of AAA and I'm just throwing out names, Lady Sassy Mead, okay, but
Yeah.
mine's off of AAA and his daughter, and mine's off of Sassafras, and the girl buys her dog, and she's off of red whatever. Okay, there's a quarter of that that still ain't right. You know, your top half's right, and half of
Mm-hmm.
your bottom half's right, but what can you say about that other quarter? It's not right. So, you know, so what I'm thinking it is, and you're thinking yours is, and she's thinking what hers is, it ain't right. So you're still not, you know, it's dishonest, and you know, you breed that to something else, and now you think you got something, and it's all fucked up. So yellow is everything off of yellow. I'm telling you, I man, look, I put my life on it because I
Yeah.
know for a fact, you know, at the end, I'm gonna say it like this: unless you knew him, and unless you fought with him, whatever, you can put something in there, whatever you got from him in the 2000s, I guarantee you was wrong. Everything.
I believe you, bro.
If
I
you got a
believe you.
ball from David Tant from the year 2000 till he got hit in 2004, I personally guarantee you that none of it was right. None of it was
Mm-hmm.
right. I mean, he even started having black dogs. Like, where's that coming from? You know what
Now,
I'm saying?
that's what I was gonna ask you, because some of them boys like to say he was using the Zebo stuff.
No, wrong. Let me tell you. You want me to tell you? All right, look, check this out. You want to hear David's comment on the Zebo and Vindicator stuff?
Mm-hmm.
This is the exact words. David said that it takes a dumb motherfucker to do anything with that Zebo dog because the Zebo dog should have been shot the day it was even looked at because he bit the dog. He said, you know, you remember reading? Have you ever read the story about Zebo biting the man?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Okay, so David David had some Presso Canarios on the yard. Let me touch on that one.
All right.
So I don't know. David had some Presso Canario dogs on the yard, and I think that a lot of people are mistaken for Zebo dogs were coming off of these big ass Presso Canario dogs because he was trying to put size back to these dogs. He liked the catch weight stuff. His famous thing was David would get a big ass dog. They would be in the sun all day long, and then he would hook something from somebody in Maine or Connecticut or Pennsylvania or New York that was a cold weather dog and bring him down here in the in the summer and want to do something at 11 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 100 damn degrees and full of
Yeah.
humidity. You get what I'm saying? So he liked
Mm-hmm.
them bigger dogs. That was his advantage. But as far as the Zebo stuff, no. The only other thing that I can honestly say that he ever brought in, he got some Highland dogs. He had a dog off of the Cadillac stuff. Um, he had he had two of those. He had Travis, which came back from Crossroads. Um, let's see what else he had. He killed Bob. He had Atlas. Atlas was Atlas was a huge dog. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a one of them type where it took two or three people to just take him off the chain. A monster.
Mm.
But he was God dang. Oh, he came from Texas Express.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's doing shit anymore. But I will tell you this: I don't remember a Zebo dog there. Um, not one. I know of everything. I took him everywhere he ever had to go to get a dog. Anywhere he had to go watch a hunt. Um, the only other thing I remember him getting was from a dude Bear from Florida, outside of Orlando. I bought one and he bought one. It was an handicap dog, but his didn't stay long because his was there about 5 or 6 months, and yeah, I brought a turtle buster dog home from Nightmare Kennels. Al, yeah. So it was. I brought a turtle buster dog and a handicap dog, and he bought an handicap dog right after a hunt, and he had it like 4 or 5 months, and somebody came from somewhere and wanted, I forget what it was. Anyway, he sold the dog. He never did nothing, bred nothing with it. But that was the only thing that I've ever seen come in years. Everything else was just kept off of
Damn.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say bullcrap because
Yeah.
there was some good ones, but at the end, like I said, I promise you, from when you go from Yellow and Sassy and all that, what was it five? What was it, 4 or 5 champions out of that litter, or two
Mm-hmm.
wins? Okay, so when you go from that, because you might get one good one, maybe 2 out of a litter, but
Yeah.
when you go from some good shit like that, bro, listen, I promise you, on everything I love, everything he was selling was coming back at the end because he
Damn.
didn't even know what he had. He wasn't breeding bulldogs anymore. He was breeding paperwork, and you can't breed paperwork and expect to make it out there against these people that are making these battle cross. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're breeding for that pretty pedigree.
Yep.
But
Yep.
guess what? I don't have dogs anymore, and that's when I reached out and told you, man. I got. I mean, look, I hated the game when the shit went down like it did, and I didn't own another dog for so long. I got to give props to Mr. Garner. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a dog from through somebody from Mr. Tom Garner, and I don't usually say too much about other people's dogs, but I'm gonna tell you something. That dog has one of the highest prey drives I've ever seen in my life at 13 months. And I had my little boy, and anytime my little boy went out in the yard and screamed or yelled or running and playing, the dog would go
Yeah.
nuts. So I didn't want to take that chance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
God forbid he get off the chain, or God forbid my little son go up to him and start screaming or hollering. I knew what time it was, not meaning to do it, but you know how they get when they hear that, that prey drive.
Yep.
And so I got rid of him, and I hated it. I sent him up to Greenville. I actually I think he's doing pretty good. I want to say I know for a fact he is, but and that's when I reached out to you. I said, bro, one of these days I want to get another puppy, man. I want to get another female, and because I hated the game for so long, just for people that would, I mean, just because of Yellow, like, oh, we're gonna let this man get away with every fucking thing under the sun because of Yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow's been dead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What, 90, 92, 2002, 12, 20. These been dead than half of the dog men alive now. These been dead 30 years. So that shouldn't be an excuse of why David let shit slide and slide and slide and slide and slide because of Yellow.
Mm.
People
Hey,
they weren't even born when Yellow was, you know what I'm saying? When Yellow was alive
mm-hmm.
doing his thing.
Yep.
So
You're right
don't
about
let the
that.
man get away with shit. The man is a racist. The man, and I'm not saying what I think or what other people say. The man is a racist.
Yeah.
The man used the N word. If you can see me right now, I got a towel in my hand, squeezing it so hard because I just wanted to pop his freaking head off. But yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, he gonna probably hear this. He gonna probably hear
good.
this video because
David Tant, you know who this is. You know who this is. You're a piece of shit. You're a puppy peddler. You're a dog paper hanger, and you're a racist. You know who this is. That's all I need to say.
yeah, because I know some of his friends, they be watching the videos, so he probably end up
If
hearing it.
they're if they're his friends, if they're his friends, listen. I understand people are loyal to people for whatever. But when you're wrong, you're wrong.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
There's no doubt about it, bro. When you're wrong, you're wrong. So they can hate, they can be mad. The bad thing about it is he hears it, he's going to know who it is. I don't give a shit.
I feel you on that, bro.
And I hope I don't offend any of your people or anything. I'm doing this interview because it's what's right.
Hey, you know I'm a big Yellow fan, but I love what you're talking about, bro. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to for the folk see what the folk got to say about it. Cause I like everything he's saying. I believe what you're talking about. Cause I've been heard about the AAA stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell brothers about the different Yellow dogs and stuff. And cause see, brothers will say about how it was so racist in this area back then. And I know it was, but the thing I always say is I had a lot of white friends back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that put me in the loop to get the real Yellow dogs.
That's why you're getting real Yellow dogs.
You know what I'm saying? That put me in the loop to get the Yellow dogs instead of
Let me clarify one thing. David, a racist is a racist, but he was an undercover racist because if it came to money, he seen green.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
If he knew, okay, because all right, let's look back. When you look back, you don't. And no offense, please, anybody hears this, don't take this wrong. But there wasn't that many black dogmen. I'm not gonna say no. Let me take it back. I'm not saying there wasn't that many black dogmen, but there wasn't that many black dogmen that were allowed to have the spotlight on them back in those days.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They
Yep.
weren't. They were considered backyard because they weren't welcome to the shows.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we all know that you're not getting to the show unless you're invited. Now, unless you're a crunch, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're
Yeah.
somebody that's somebody, that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. But I'm gonna tell
Yep.
you something. Let me tell you something. That man talked so much shit on Boot Camp Click. Okay, that man sat there and said that every last one of them, you know what I mean, didn't deserve to have dogs. That they weren't nothing but this, and that, and I heard him call them boys the N word more than anything. Not in person,
Yeah.
not in person, because Lord forbid, you know, I already know, you know,
Yeah.
their entourage, you know, you know, I'm not gonna speak on them because hell, I don't want no problems with them, but you know, you start speaking about people like that, you know, you're fucking up. But you know,
Yep.
so it's
Yep.
never to them. But man, listen, boot camp. I don't know if any of them boys are still out there doing the thing. I've been gone for a while because I hated this shit. You know what has been done, but they were for some reason I don't know what if they ever had some kind of deal with David or what, but that man hated them boys with a. I mean, oh my god, like I
Damn.
mean, yeah, to the point where he'd want to leave where we were if any of them pulled up.
Damn.
And yeah, I know. No offense to them if they hear it, because like I said, I don't want them problems. I don't want that smoke. But
Hey
you know,
man, it's good. It's good to, cause see, like you said, it should make you feel a certain kind of way, bro. And folks still holding him to these standards and this pedestal and this and that, and then the way you know how he really is. So
I
when you know
know
how a
how he
person
is.
really treats a person and how a
Listen,
person really is, it'll make you feel a certain kind of way. You know?
we've slept in the van, the little ugly ass white minivan together because we'd be so tired running the up and down 95 to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, David bought his way with everything. He bought his friends.
Yeah,
The people that he say, you know, that thinks that they're loyal, that he's loyal to, bro, the man ain't even loyal to himself, okay?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And here's my thing. Okay, in this dog world, okay, in this dog world, we all try to stay away from people that snitch. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The snitch on the next
yeah,
man. The man publicly, fucking in court documents, told on Fat Bill, but he still got people supporting him.
yeah,
That was a patriarch of the dog world. What the fuck you think he's gonna do to me or you? We're nobodies to him. He done sent a patriot. You know what I'm saying? There's things that other people that people don't know. There's two more kennels up here that God for I love the man like a brother. He got a bunch of fed time behind some other shit. But yeah, you know, guess when it went down after David got
damn,
yes.
damn,
So I know for a fact. Let me ask you one more thing, and this is gonna make plenty of sense. And David, I personally hope you answer this question.
yeah,
So let me ask you a question. So anybody that knows anything about this situation, David had more federal charges than he did had state charges.
yeah.
Money laundering, all that. Anybody knows anything? So let me ask you a question. Where'd the federal charges go? Where'd they go? Man gets state charges. Anybody knows anything knows the federal charges override state charges.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I did hear this now. You remember when the last thing happened with the shooting?
Yeah,
You remember when the shooting thing happened?
I was there.
Okay. They were saying something about he thought he had immunity then, but I guess something it didn't work or something. The immunity
Listen,
didn't work or something. So I
he
guess
he thought he still. I didn't mean to cut you off. He thought he still had immunity back from when the shit went down with Fat Bill. And there was
yeah,
another case in Washington. I don't know the person's name. I don't want to put it out there, but David started speaking. Okay, so for those who don't know, and I can talk about now because it's over with. That land surveyor was not a land surveyor. Okay, I know 100% fact. I will give him credit on that. That same person just a couple months before broke into the fucking and he didn't did time about it. I'm not snitching on him or nothing like that. This is facts.
yeah,
He broke into a reptile show down there in Charleston, got caught in there stealing thousands of dollars worth of snakes and lizards and everything. Well, this is the second time he done been caught on the yard. Now he was a land surveyor, but he wasn't there for a purpose. Look, the power lines ran through David's property. That was the only excuse anybody could use to reason to be out there, because anybody that knows anything about anything knows that if the power lines run through your property, as long as you're on the power lines, you're legal. You know what I'm saying? That you have access to that all the time. So the man actually tripped the fishing line.